Um, so Olga, tell me about the event that you all have coming up in October, in just a couple weeks, and what the event will entail, but more importantly, what the event supports.
Yeah, so we're really excited about this next event because it's the first time that my sisters and I, the Rosales Sister Scholarship, are going to be doing a comedy night. And scholarship is it's our first nighttime. I'm sorry, it's the first event that we're going to be doing that's a comedy night, and we wanted to we wanted to do it that way because comedy is fun, and so is fundraising. And we've always enjoyed going to those types of events, and so we figured let's see what we can come up with. And we found this comedian Frankie Marcos, that's Latino as well, and he really appreciated our cause, so he's going to be joining us, and I'm really excited to be trying this type of event. We're going to have tables
Okay.
that are all featured themes. So we're selling four of them, and one of them is strictly room and board. So if you bought the table, that table is going to go towards one student just for the room and board. Then we're
Okay.
going to be doing books on another table, so just the first semester's classes and the books. And then we have transportation to get to school and to work, and we have a few fun ideas to try to make the event
Awesome.
more dynamic, to
Yeah.
use a
Well,
word
and
we
I
used.
I think your donors and those attending can like having that visual to show the impact of their dollars
Right.
also is very that's really powerful.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Yeah.
great.
We're excited. The events we've had before have been poetry based, just because I'm a poet and a writer.
Mm.
And and those have been fun as well, but we really wanted to reach a broader audience,
Yeah.
and we wanted to really have a night that's about celebration.
Yeah.
And not that poetry isn't that, but it's definitely more niche than a comedy night. So we're excited to branch out this way.
That's very true. And
Yeah.
we'll put the details in the post, but it's the 23rd. And where is it going to be held at?
It's going to be at Oak Stop on
Okay.
Broadway Street in Oakland. It's the old hub, kind of a shared workspace venue.
Okay.
It's 2323 Broadway Street. So
Okay.
also across the street from Drake's Brewery and the
Nice.
YMCA. So
We
kind of
can
to
make a
give you
whole
some landmarks
evening.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they can make a whole evening out of it and
Yeah,
come for.
exactly. It's
Yeah.
early. It's 6 to 8. So you could
Oh, great.
walk across the street and enjoy the
Yep.
brewery
Yeah.
after for dinner. So
That's great.
yeah.
And so tell me a little bit more about the your sister's scholarship and why, what is it, and why did you all what inspired you to do this?
Well, we started it in 2019. And when I say sisters, there's six of us. We grew up as the daughters of Maria and Abel Rosales. They came to this country in the late 70s, undocumented, and they raised us as farm workers. And they raised us out in Watsonville, California, which is a predominantly agricultural community, predominantly undocumented agricultural community. And for better or worse, that was our story and our background, or is our story and our background. We went to Aptos High, which is the neighboring high school, the affluent neighboring high school, and we had a very unique experience there. Just wealth disparity between those two communities,
Sure.
and although we all six of us ended up moving out of town, our heart and really lifeline stayed in Watsonville,
Yeah.
we've always looked back at Watsonville as a great place to grow up, but also the struggle between those two communities because they are so different. And we really want to give back to students that grew up like us and going to that school and have the same experience as us. So what does it mean when you're undocumented? What does it mean when your parents aren't focused on your college applications, but instead on their legalization? And what does it
Mhm.
mean when you translate your parents' legalization work before you're doing your FAFSA, So those types of things that we grew up with and that we know that are real struggles and continue to be real struggles for immigrant and undocumented students. That's why we started, and that's our hope. In 2019, we raised money just between us in honor of our father who passed in '97, and we raised money just between us. It was about $800. The following year, we raised with a couple more friends. It was during COVID, so we didn't really want to go. We didn't know what was going to happen with that. So
Mhm.
we raised about 1,100. And this year, 2021, we realized that COVID wasn't going to go away. And we wanted to start this
Wow.
nonprofit. So we had a fundraiser and an auction, and we really had a full-fledged effort, and we raised $16,000. Yeah,
Amazing.
and so it was amazing, and it was also, it really proved to us that there is a set of willing people who want to contribute to this cause, and maybe have
Mhm.
had the same experience, or maybe are immigrants themselves and who've had to come out of struggle, and who are still struggling, and who've got kids who struggle and who wanted to contribute. So we see a need. And we're just going to keep going and see if we can maybe double that $16,000 goal for next year.
Yeah. Oh, that's great.
Which
Well,
is huge. So.
yeah, no, but it's great. It's good to know, like, to keep striving for that. Because the passion comes from that, and the drive, and the energy. And so that connects. Well, and it's great that you're taking away a barrier for these kids. Because not only are they immigrant or undocumented, or their parents are, but they're more than likely first generation college students too.
Oh yeah.
And so they have they don't have those shared experiences or lessons learned,
Right.
On, like you said, how to fill out a FAFSA,
right,
which is intimidating in and of itself.
It is.
But then, coming up with fees for college applications, and, not even probably being able to, like, take a tour of a campus, and,
Right.
Having to write those essays, and kind of balance everything. If you can take away some of those barriers, that is,
Right.
and that's amazing.
Yeah, we've got big goals and dreams, and those include, how do you help an ESL student fill out an essay to fill out for the FAFSA, and really just reiterating that you should fill out a FAFSA even though your parents might not have tax forms to help you with, and like how do you get past those questions, and who are the safe people to ask?
Yes.
And you can't go to administration with those questions, like where do you go? And we want to be able to fill those gaps, but like I said, we're just getting started, and we have a lot of fundamental things that we need to get done before we can help on that level. So for now, it's just about raising money, and really being able to hand a kid $1,000 for school, and $1,000 for a new computer before they start their semester, or getting to college, and eating on campus, when you know that your parents stretched every dollar to get you there, and maybe your scholarship only, it covered everything but 5,000, and it covered everything but 1,000. What if we were the group that really were able to fill those gaps and really get those kids to feel comfortable that first semester, or maybe even the second semester? And what does it mean for us to raise that money, and how do we get that done? So this comedy night is part of that, and all the events from now until May of 2022 will be part of that. So
for that, and the scholarships are given to students at Aptos High School, right?
Specifically Aptos High School right now. We do want to expand it until we get our 501c3. Then it's through Aptos High. PVUSD, Baja Valley Unified, has been so generous with us, letting us use their 501c3, and really just processing all of the student letters and handing us the letters that fill all of our requirements, and then giving us the time and space to raise this money, and to do everything we need to do to get the final total done and raised.
That's amazing. Well, and so you're not only raising all of this money and having these events, but you had said you're trying to establish yourself as a 501c3, and all the hoops that you have to jump through to do that. And
but it's when I went back to college later in life, in my late 30s, and I was really lucky in that I was able to work and have like a career really early on, but I didn't get to go to college. When I wanted to change careers, and when I wanted more options, is when I realized that I needed to go back and finish and get that bachelor's degree. And because I got it done so late, it really, it's a passion for me, because I know that that college education is so paramount, and it's especially if you're first gen, because your parents aren't established and there isn't a network of people that they know that they can help you out to get a better job or to help you pivot when you want to change later. So I definitely I want to help those kids that were in our situation, and so do all of my sisters for their own reasons, but for me specifically because I went to school later and I got it done later. So I want to help as much as I can those kids.
Yeah, and get them right from high school and
right from high school.
Get them going. Yeah, because it's not that it's easier or difficult, but when they're in high school, they do have, even you're finding the support of the high school and the career center and the college or the advisors and counselors on campus, and can help do that. And if it doesn't happen, it can be even harder to potentially go to school to do the
exactly.
Yeah.
Like life is hard enough.
That's right.
You should definitely give yourself as many opportunities as you can, and a BA is just that. It's just an opportunity. It's another leg up. It's a network, of people, and that's what I realized even in going to school later, was that I was able to meet people who were in industries that I wanted to be in, and that's what college buys you. So
yes, yeah, that's very true. And a lot of colleges are realizing that, I think, more and more, especially here in California, between the UC and the CSU systems, that they have their I can't think of the name of them right now, but they're special programs on campus for those first gen students, and those kind of groups and other special advisors on the campus and the college side to help them navigate through everything and help adjust to being away from home, having your parents call and maybe, trying to help you manage the stress so that you're not feeling the stress of what your parent in trying to separate your two lives, with still acknowledging, your history and where you come from,
exactly,
and what you do.
Exactly. And then keeping them in school.
Yes. Yeah.
Keeping them,
Yep.
I read somewhere that it's really easy, not easy, but there are a lot of programs that get you to college. It's about staying, finding community on campus, and finishing, even though getting a job probably seems easier, to actually make it the whole 4 years, or to make it on campus and then have to take 16 units for it to be 4 years, and not work, to get good grades and to, get as much as you can out of that education. So,
yeah, there can be a lot riding on the shoulders of these young people to succeed and to not let their families down. And, if they have the support, the financial support from you all, and then maybe eventually, that kind of programmatic support as you grow as your own organization, that'll be so impactful.
Yeah,
such good work. So is there anything after the October 23rd event lined up, or you're kind of not ready to talk about it, or in planning stages?
Well, this will be our last fundraiser for 2021, and we'll go into the holidays, and we'll probably do a mailer and some fun things for Giving Tuesday, more like a mission statement and things set on for our platform for Giving Tuesday, but actual event probably not again until February. This all started as a birthday celebration of mine in 2019 in February. So I'm just going to keep doing that, one big party in February. And then February we'll also kick off an auction. And the auction will go from February until May, just like we did this year, because that seemed to really work and people were really engaged with that auction. So if you have any items that you'd like to auction off, please do reach out to me. Definitely looking for that. And that's probably what I'll be doing from now until February, is getting auction items and getting people to participate in that way. Yeah. So February will be our next event. Please be on the lookout for our mailers and our social media platforms for Giving Tuesday.
Great. And we will put all of that in the post. So, be sure, those of you watching, to click on it and to see and to get the links to not only the tickets for the October 23rd event, but then to, like as Olga is saying, to follow them and to see what they have planned next and how you can help.
And we're on all the platforms. Instagram under Rosales Sister Scholarship and Facebook under the same name. And you can always follow me too, because I'm always talking about this.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. Well, thank you very much, Olga, and
Thank
best
you.
of luck to the on the
Thank you so much, Tracy. I really appreciate you.